So I'm gonna show you guys real quick how to install Windows 8 on Windows Azure. And to do this, you first have to create your Windows 8 image file and create this. The best thing to create this is on a Hyper-V virtual machine locally on your Windows 8, and then you prepare the image to you as you like it, and in the end, if you're done, you have to convert the image. It's probably going to be a VHDX file, so you have to convert it to a VHD file. And so when you have your image file and it's a VHD, it's converted. It's like, let's say, about 10 gigabyte of size. You want to upload this to your Azure profile. So to do this, of course, you need the Azure PowerShell tools, and there are many tutorials out there that actually show you how to get there and how to install the Azure SDK and how to get to these tools. This tool especially you need to upload is the csupload.exe, and this you get with the Azure SDK 1.8 for this. So and here you just basically you have to figure out what kind of blob storage account you have. You can create one on your own, and you also have to specify how your image is going, your image name is going to be. So here we have Windows EMG Win8 v6 VHD file, and we just have it locally on the H drive. So yeah, it's a 10 gig file, so you're gonna have to be prepared. Depending on your connection, it's going to take up to 40 minutes to upload the whole entire file. I'm not gonna do this here because I already have done this, and it's on Azure, and you can see it in storage, in your storage group, and you have the containers where you then can find all your files that you have uploaded. So this one is it's here, and from this image file you then create a new machine, and it's you go just create a new virtual machine from gallery. You go to my disks and you select your image. Then you're gonna kind of specify your name you want, and I usually use the small size of core, so I mean it doesn't eat too much compute, because I mean it's only on the test account. The DNS name, I'm just gonna put the same, and I'm gonna add it to my already created network, which we also can find a couple of documentaries out there, and that show you how to create this. And next thing you do is click next, and the virtual machine is getting created with your VHD file that you just uploaded. This is going to take about 10 minutes, and this is also something I'm not going to do to show because I've already done it and it takes some time. What you then want to do is to connect to your machine. So you want to go to virtual machines and select the machine you've uploaded, and just hit connect, and then you hopefully can access your virtual machine. So what I encountered a lot of problems was that I couldn't access Windows 8 because the firewall was on, and especially the remote desktop services were not activated. So make sure when you prepare your client that you also activate Windows desktop services for Windows 8. And so, having the system booted up, you then want to install all your software that you need and prepare it, and then you're just gonna run sysprep on that machine, and you already know you're gonna run this on Azure, and from there you're just gonna choose generalize, and very important, shut down. So because you don't want the system to boot up again after you've shut down. And this takes another 10 minutes or so, and when you're done with that, you're just gonna capture the image, and this you would do here. Actually, at this moment in this view, I don't have a shutdown VM, but when you have a VM that was shut down, you see here a capture, then it's active, so you just can capture it, and there you can state that you want to capture it. Where I have a screenshot of that here. Yeah, that you I have run sysprep on the virtual machine, and then your virtual machine gets deleted from that's yeah, but that was only your, let's say, golden image, which is your master image. Anyhow, yeah, then if you want to go further, and this is actually what was my main approach, was to launch multiple virtual machines with scripts. So here is the ISE of PowerShell, and this is basically a very easy script that I mainly copied from online sources. What you really want to do is, like, you're just going to specify your name, you're going to specify your domain controller, and the domain controller is actually already prepared, is already running, and is already set up, so otherwise you cannot join the client to the domain. So what else? So yeah, here you specify the affinity group, your network, the size of the VM again, and yeah, here also you have the backend of the subnet where you're gonna define and everything set. So you just pretty much just launch the script, and if you got everything right, yeah, the new virtual machine is created, and there is asynchronous deployment process that just gets initiated. So of course now you just have to be patient a bit, because the image that you've created after running sysprep that you captured is now your helping image. So from this one you're gonna create your further, or your future Windows 8 clients. This here is also a modified version where you just create a simple for each loop around your script, and then you technically just can launch 10 or 20, or I mean there's a limit in Azure, but I mean you just could really easily deploy 10 VM machines real quick. So let's go back here and see if it already if it's already provisioning. Sometimes you have to refresh because it's not loading it. Yeah, there it is. And yeah, obviously it's still in progress of retrieving an IP, and also, I mean, Azure does inject the computer name and does the domain join. Oh yes, this I kind of forgot to mention. Here, I mean, we also do the domain join. So we have a domain specified and the administrator, and as well, like, I defined an O where I put in the joint client. So this has the reason because I really wanted to make sure I can show you this. This is the domain controller of my network, and this is basically the Active Directory users and computer group, and this is where my clients get joined. And I've defined a special group policy that I then can configure and centrally manage the clients. So yeah, a problem I encountered, for instance, if you have regular users that want to connect to your remote desktops with a remote desktop service, you technically cannot they cannot access it because they're not in the group of remote desktop users. So what you really want to do is create a group. Let's call it just RDP. Let's make it a global group and a security group. And in this group, you're just gonna add domain users, and let's just add domain admins as well. Apply. So you already defined the group. I mean, you can also be more distinguished or you can more specialize which kind of users you want to have in this group. And now, yeah, we that can show you where you have to edit your group policy to actually make this group being in the local groups of the client, because otherwise it doesn't work, or at least I didn't find out a way how to make it work. So here you just have to create the group, and you want to update the group because it's an already existing local group, and you call it remote desktop users, I guess. Okay. And in here you add the group RDP that we just created. Okay. So this is all what you want to do. You just want to add the group that you created in Active Directory to the local machine, because that's how you can then manage the groups and assign other groups to this group without having to modify the client's group policy anymore. That's it. So now as we have the client policy linked to the client objects, and we get the new clients joined in the client thing, they automatically get the right GPOs applied, and users immediately could connect to this VM. I'm actually not really sure how Microsoft is going to do this with the licenses, or if it's even allowed to remotely connect to Windows 8 machines running on Azure. Don't blame me for that. I mean, it's just always still in the preview, so I have not figured out. I just really wanted to see if it's possible to create this or not. Let's see where the machine is at right now. How it's doing. Still provisioning. I don't believe it. Let's refresh. Yeah, it still is, and the host name is not yet assigned, so we just have to wait a little bit longer. Meanwhile, I just show you, like, yeah, there's basically a Windows 8 machine, and I mean, I just have put some Office 2013 on it. It's pretty fast. I mean, it's, even considering it's just one core, and yeah, it's really it's fast, and also like the file transfer, just file transfer is also quite fast. Just copy. Oh, how big is this file? 600 megabyte. It's on another server. It's on the file server, so I'm just gonna copy it down locally to my temporary storage drive. And well, yeah, it's like 86 megabyte per second. That's pretty fast. So I mean, it's like seamless. So meanwhile, I powered up 5 more machines, no 6 actually, with this script with a little loop. So each time it provisions a new machine. The whole thing took about 20 minutes, and as you can see, we have 10 machines running, and they're all provisioned. So I want to connect to a provision client now. Therefore, I create a new user. Okay, and you want to add this user to the group RDP that we created, because like this he can remote access the client with his remote desktop. So now let's try if we can log on with this new user on a newly provisioned machine. I'm going to use number 12. Okay, let's see how long it takes to actually create the new profile, initialize everything, because it's the first time a user logs on to this machine.